Hi everyone, I'm going to be remaking my Dark Souls 20% current patch speedrun tutorial. This is a different route from the one I did a few years ago, and it's a little bit faster. The first thing you want to do is download a program called RivaTuner. You need to lock your game at 60 frames per second. This is a leaderboard rule. You have to do it if you want your runs to be accepted. Another important thing is auto run. See the little running guy here in the red square? This lets you sprint with the menus open, which is required for efficient menuing in Dark Souls 2. Auto run is a keyboard only key. Some people keep it on their keyboard, but I find that very uncomfortable, so I remapped a controller button. First things first, create your character. Pick out the bandit class with the bonfire aesthetic. Run to the door, put auto run on, and unequip all your gear. This is important because your stamina will regenerate slower if you have too much stuff equipped. The higher your equip load, the slower your stamina regenerates. Here you want to prepare the bow for the per sure skip. You may or may not need it, but it's important to have it ready just in case. You want to run to Majula and do the Bino jump. This run does not kill Malden, so you don't have to bother with equipping the souls after every boss kill, which is pretty cool. Final jump is right here. So you want to make sure you don't jump too much into this rock. You can jump a little bit into it, but if you jump too much into it, you're going to yeet yourself off and die. Jump here. Make sure you don't put a 49 and pick up the binoculars. You don't need them. Jump across here and tag the herald. You only need to press 8 once. You don't have to exhaust the dialogue or anything. Run away, light the bonfire. Here I equip the flask, but you have plenty time to do it at the gate coming up if you would rather do that. You go to the gate, pull the lever, and then equip your flask if you didn't already, and the dark sign. Heal to full with the flask. Make sure not to waste your life gems because they are quite finite in this run. You can buy some later on if you want, but ideally you get through with what you have at the start. Drop down in the water and pick up the bone in the soul. Here you want to equip the small soul. You're going to be popping it on Melantia a little bit. Here you just run through, nothing very special. Once you're crossing these logs, you want to look at the archer. Make sure he doesn't headshot you because you will get staggered for like 3 seconds. Quite bad. When you get up this ladder, you want to look at this hollow. If he instantly grows, bait him into an attack. If he idles like he did here, ignore him. Bait these 2 hollows into attacks. And then jump to the gate. Make sure you don't get a roll here because you're likely to get interrupted if you do. Run past this guy. Run past this guy. At the top of the stairs, you want to turn right and bait that hollow into an attack. The one right here, and then roll to the ladder. You want to make sure you have your soul ready here. When you start talking, immediately press the use button to pop the soul, exhaust dialogue, and buy a bomb. Fire bomb. Light the bonfire and equip your fire bomb. Let me just rewind that. Here you want to make sure you you walk into the wall. Do not run. It's not going to work. Walk into the wall as much as you can until your character stops moving. You want this green line to be in the middle of your legs. This is the perfect positioning. Then you aim all the way down and throw your bomb. Select your life gems and pull out your bow. Jump up here and regenerate to full stamina. At this point, if this hollow would be chilling here, you want to shoot him with an arrow. If he just goes away, you can ignore him. The jump here is a little bit. The jump you want to do here, you want to do it as late as possible. You look at the very edge here and you want to jump as late as possible without falling down. So you get a short jump which won't trigger pressure right away. That's what you want. If you trigger him here, you're gonna hear the bird starting to fly, and then you're most likely not gonna get this kill. So you do this jump, and then you want to look at the yellow here. If he's attacking, you wait for him. If he's just chilling there, you can go straight away. The jump point is right here on this line. You want to jump right as you reach the line. Jump and then immediately pop a life gem. This is not for healing, it's for timing. Quite important. Run to the bonfire. Now, if you did it properly, you're gonna get the soul in the ring. If you did it even more properly, you might get 17,000 souls here, in which case you can just skip the last giant split entirely. Prepare your axe. Jump into this guy so he doesn't attack you. Drop down. Roll in front of the turtle so you don't get blocked. Bait these two guys. Roll to the gate and get through. Jump across here, heal to full. Equip the ring of blades, the bone, and the soul. Here you just run. Once you're almost out of stamina like this, just jump to the gate. This fight was quite a meme, so I'm gonna skip ahead and show a video with a perfect fight. Because there is a strategy to do. You wanna enter the boss room. Start with a running R1 followed by 3 more R1s. You just empty your stamina on his leg. Go to the back, regenerate enough stamina for 3 hits and hit 3 more times. Switch legs and again enough for 3 and hit 3 more times. Regenerate enough for 3 again and hit 3 more times. Switch legs, go on the outside of the leg and hit twice. Make sure you don't get stuck here because it's quite easy. And then hit 3 more times on that leg. You want to use the dark sign as soon as you can. If you use it too late, you will not get the soul from the kill and you will have to reset. As you can see, I have the 10,000 souls because I did it early enough. You buy the key from Alancia and then you warp to Majula immediately. Here I got a little bit unlucky with the Herald spawn. Usually, most times she's gonna spawn here, in which case you start talking, just press A once and then run to the door. If she's on the rock, the same. You talk to her once, just tag her and then run to the door. If she spawns where she's right now, looking at the ocean, completely ignore her because it's too long. Go to the door, open it, roll away, and sit at the bonfire. If she was here on the rock, Herald, you would tag her again and go to the blacksmith. Just ignore her. Here you want to do soul animation cancel. So to do this, you need the soul ready, the soul of the pursuer. You want to talk to the blacksmith and then immediately press the use button. If you wait just a little bit before pressing the use button, you won't be able to do it. If you do it fast enough, you're going to be able to talk to him while popping it. Buy the rapier and 6 titanite shards, and then you upgrade to +3. Equip the soul and run to the cat. Pop the soul on the cat, exactly like the blacksmith. Buy the cat ring. Buy 2 bones and 2 skulls. Equip the cat ring and drop down. Here there are multiple strats to get down here safely. I will only explain my strat, but if you want to do the safer rapier drop, you can watch either like 49 or Prepaying Death, who both do that strat extremely fast. but I'm only gonna explain mine. So you drop down here, drink your Estus flask, and then roll off. Sprint off here. Here you want to roll into the wall. Very important, the direction of the roll into the wall, so you always drop at the same spot. Here you want to be spamming live gem as you're dropping down. Then you're going to walk like this and turn and drop down. If you do it right, the bar will slow your fall and you're going to survive. If you don't, if the bar doesn't slow your fall down, you're going to die. For the lizard, there are two things you can do. Usually you would want to do a running R1 and then a jump attack, although the jump attack is quite tricky to get off. If you want to do the jump attack, you need to delay it a little bit after the R1, otherwise it will never work. But even if you fail the jump, you will still get an R2, in which case you're gonna want to follow that R2 with an R1. You're gonna want to spam R1 after the R2 because there is a slight delay after doing an R2 where you cannot do a R1. So you want to spam R1 and then you're still gonna kill the lizard. But here I got the jump attack. So R1, running R1, jump attack. Pick it up and then jump off. Here you unequip your axe and equip your rapier. I'm going to do a running R1, roll off, R1, sprint off, and drop down. Here you want to drop down here in this very angle. If you're not full health and you mess up this drop, you're going to die. On the scaffold I just passed, you can heal up if you want. If you heal up to full and mess up this drop, you're going to survive. Drop on this. If you drop straight down, you're gonna take almost your entire health. Run up here, and then jump across up there. Here, some people will do a jump here. I don't know exactly where it is because I don't like doing that jump. It makes the stamina management a little bit tricky. You can do the jump, which is faster, or you can do this drop that I do here. You sprint off here, make sure you don't walk off or you're gonna die. Jump across, do an R1, and then cancel the life gem here to its full. Roll off here, and then jump off. Wait until you drop on the urns and roll. Pick up the branch, and then run to the gate. Here you want to equip the skulls for the DLC. And coming up is one of the hardest fights in the run. It's just rotten, but you have a +3 rapier, you have no buffs, and you have 3 ADP. It's a very fun fight. It's not a fun fight at all. But you have to get through it. You light the bonfire, and then you go to rotten. The number one rule about Rotten is you cannot lock on to this guy. If you lock on to Rotten, the fight is going to be significantly harder. When you enter the fight, you want to run straight to Rotten, and depending on his opening, there are different things you want to do. Usually you can just run away from the opening no matter what he does, but I'm not very good at that. So if he does the lunging overhead, I just strafe it. Otherwise, I usually roll. But the rolling is quite bad. So here he just did the overhead. You want to attack the arm as much as possible. I'm not going to explain the entire Rotten strat because it's too extensive, but usually you can just strafe most, if not everything that he has. And you want to focus on the cleaver arm as much as you can. If you cut the cleaver arm, the fight will become significantly faster and significantly easier, like that. When he has just the stomp, barely has any hitbox. That one attack has no hitbox, actually. It can't hit you, so you can just attack him. It's much easier to strafe. You try not to get hit by the stomp like that, because that's quite bad. After killing Rotten, you want to go to the DLC. You run here, equip the Rotten Soul. You're gonna want to pop it in a little bit. Actually didn't equip it here, but that's okay. I usually do. I must have done it right after. You enter the DLC, and then you get the Rotten Soul ready and your bow ready. Rotten Soul, open these doors. I'm gonna skip ahead here because that's quite long. Coming up are two quite hard jumps. You don't have to do them if you don't want to, but it's still good to practice them just in case. The Sin jump is probably the least worth it, but it's not that difficult once you practice it enough. It only saves 3 seconds. What is very important here is your approach. If Sin starts moving before you jump, you will get a guaranteed baby jump and you're going to die. So your stamina needs to be perfect here. You want to be about full stamina and start sprinting on this very spot, not any later. Start sprinting here and you jump across. And then next is the Photoshop jump. This is another quite hard jump, but with a little bit of practice, it's pretty easy. You can see this little white spike. This is what I use. I go about one step past the little white spike, and then I turn. If you don't want to do the YOLO jump, shoot the switch first. If you shoot the switch, the platform below you will start going up. If you don't want to do the YOLO jump, don't shoot the switch. Just stand right here, aim there, aim right here, you backstep, and then you jump on the very edge. You need to jump very late, otherwise you're gonna fail it. Pull out your rapier and make sure the soul of the Rotten is ready to be popped. Tag this, put auto run on, and then pop the Rotten soul right here. Light this bonfire. Then roll off here, and go across the bridge. You do a little jump here. And then you stand about next to this pillar. You wait for Sin to blow up the bridge, and then you roll. Jump to the gates. This is one of the important. This is the only important thing about the graphic settings in this game. You want to have everything on low except the texture quality. The texture quality, you want to have it on high, which is going to make these DLC doors significantly faster. If you need to heal up here, you have plenty time. It is a free healing. Select your skulls, you're going to need them soon. And have your bow ready. Shoot the switch in the back. Shoot the switch on the wall. This switch is kind of finicky, actually. If you shoot in the middle, sometimes it's going to glitch out and not activate it. So, as you can see, I shot on the edge. You always want to shoot the edge, so you're sure it activates. Shoot that switch in the back again. And then pick up the soul. There's one thing I didn't explain also. Sometimes you can see that I two-hand my left hand like that. Some animations like pickups, and some doors will be faster if you two-hand your left hand. Some animations will be faster if you two-hand your right hand. So you're just gonna have to figure it out. Usually, if your character only uses his left hand for an animation, you want to be two-handing your right hand. If you use only your right hand, you want to two-hand your left hand. Shoot the switch in the back again, and then run to the hole. Equip the big soul you just picked up here. Drop down this hole. Turn around while you're dropping here to make sure you roll in the right direction, and then go up these stairs. Climb the ladder and pick up the most insanely powerful ring in the entire game, 10th ring. You can equip it here if your menuing is fast enough, otherwise you can just do it later. You don't need it quite yet. want to stand right here and throw your skull on the bridge. This is very important. Where you throw your skull, always throw it right there. Run past these ghosts. Get up the ladder. If you did it right, you will never ever die here. Bump into the mage and regenerate to full stamina while doing so, and then just run past. Here you just want to, you want the ghost to not mess you up. Sometimes they will. There's not much you can do about it. Here you pick up the bone. You want to have auto run on here and run into the corner while immediately pressing yes. You don't delay the use of the bone at all here. That's why you want auto run on, so you can sprint in the corner while using it. Sometimes you will get interrupted here even though you did everything perfectly. It's annoying, but it doesn't happen that often. Here you want to go back into the sanctum, so you roll off again, and cross the bridge. Crossing this bridge is going to be significantly more difficult this time because Sin won't kill these two guys. What you want to do is I basically use my entire stamina bar. Well, you don't want to run out because you're not going to be able to sprint, but I use all my stamina and then start walking here until they trigger. And then I just roll past them like that. Have the soul of a great hero selected here. Open the door, pop the soul. As soon as you can move, throw your skull, and then run past. Climb up the next two ladders. I'm going to skip ahead because this is just two ladders. Here there is a strat you can do, which I haven't done here. It's called the guard break strat. You would wait around the 5th pillar here. You wait right here, and you wait for the invader to come towards you. Once he crosses this spot, run to him, go to the right side, and then you want to guard break and then R1 him off. But that's a little bit tricky sometimes. So I haven't done that yet. Run past, light the bonfire. You don't light the bonfire if you do the guard break strat, by the way. You just go to the ascetics. Drop down here. This is a free healing if you need it. And then bone out. And you're gonna run to the cave of the dead. We're gonna be picking up 2 bright bugs and 3 ascetics. I don't know why I did that jump. That wasn't very good. Don't do that. You want to drop down here. The way you drop down here is quite important. If you drop down poorly, you're gonna get stunned by one of these statues, and that's not very. Pick up the bright bugs, roll here, go behind this pillar. You roll here, go behind this pillar. The archer there didn't shoot me, but most of the times he will. And if you just go straight to him, you're gonna get shot by the arrow, which is bad. So you want to go behind the pillar so the arrow gets blocked, and then walk next to him, jump to the ascetics, and onward out. Sometimes you're gonna get interrupted here. If you do get interrupted, you're gonna want to run there, and you can't see it, but there's a little alcove you can go into the right there. So you just go there and bone out there. Usually you won't get interrupted a second time. If you do, you're gonna die anyway. Bone out. And that's it for the DLC. And you warp to the Cardinal Tower to buy a few things from Melon. You want to buy the cestus. You want to buy 3 bright bugs. Then you talk to her for the ring and warp to Magellan. Here you would usually only have to talk to her once, but since I got a little bit unlucky earlier with the spawns, I had to talk to her 3 times. So you want to get 14 Vigor you want to get 27 endurance, and you want to get 8 ADP. Go to the blacksmith and upgrade your rapier once. And then we're going to be running to the Shaded Woods. Pick up RTSR and some resins. You want to equip the Bright Bugs and the Soul Ring here. I just did. Very important not to forget this. We're just running. And running. And running. You want to pick up the bone in the 3 life gems here. The life gems are not important. All you want are the bones. 3 rows a bit. And pull the lever. You don't have any skulls for this room, so you're gonna have to make sure you don't get wrecked. I run straight to that guy because he's the first to come out. And then you just bait all of them into attacks until the door opens. Make sure you don't get wrecked. It's quite easy to mess up and die here. Kill the frog. You don't need the souls, but if you don't kill the frog, you're sometimes gonna get attacked at the door here. Equip the bones and wait for the door. The little guys can't reach you here, so there is nothing to worry about as long as you killed the frog. Here is just more running. This guy right here is always going to throw a ball. You want to roll it. If you don't roll it, you're going to get ganked. Most times, you're going to die. Light the bonfire. And then go buy some resin. Your stamina management here is quite important. If you mess it up, you're probably going to get a ghost. So I start sprinting about here. You want full stamina about here. Then you just sprint as much as you can. And don't regenerate anything before you're almost out of stamina. Talk to this guy. Here, there's a little trick you can do. You need quite fast menuing to be able to pull it off. Once that's... I'm going to try to stop it on the right dialogue. You want to use the dark sign right after this. When you see far... I can't stop it, but it doesn't matter. When you see far away, don't keep spamming A, just wait a little bit, press talk, and then use the dark sign. Buy the resin, and you have to do this extremely fast. Otherwise, you're gonna bone out without the resin. You don't have to do that, it's only like 5 seconds, but it's a pretty good time save if you're able to do the menu fast enough. Here you equip the resin, and you pick up RTSR, and you dark sign out again. And then you warp back to the Rottens. And we're gonna be fighting Rotten 4 times in a row. Lucky us. Once you arrive here, make sure you don't forget to burn the ascetic. The first ascetic. Pull out your rapier and jump through these. Here you want to block the first hit of this statue. If you don't block, you're gonna get a headshot. Block, take 1 step, roll, and then here you can cancel the animation of the bright bug. You wait until the statue shoots, and then you do a little turnaround, and you pop the bright bug here. I think I messed it up this time. Yes, I did. Usually it would cancel the animation. And you apply the resin, and you equip RTSR. Make sure not to forget RTSR. This is just more Rotten fights. Roll that back. Those overheads you always want to roll back, otherwise it's gonna do a 3-piece, which is pretty bad. Cool. Like the first one, you just focus on the arm as much as possible, and then you strafe everything you can. After Rotten 2 is dead, apply another resin and walk back to the bonfire. Burn another ascetic. And go back to Rotten. The reason you don't bone out here is because you don't have enough bones and you want the bright bug to last for both fights. Get poisoned again and kill Rotten 3. This is the lunging overhead that I was talking about earlier. You can just walk away like that. Please do not roll that attack. You can roll that punch too. But I mean, you can strafe that punch too. Rolling it is quite bad. I don't know. I haven't been able to do it lately for some reason. When he does the grab, just wait and then do an R2. If you don't wait, he's gonna have hyper armor. So you need to wait a little bit for full damage. After Rotten 3, you bone out. Burn another ascetic and kill Rotten a 4th time. Again, block the first hit. 1 step, roll. And there I actually got the cancel. So that's how you do it. Another resin. And you kill Rotten 4. Again, just more of the same. Strafe as much as you can. That overhead pretty much always have to be rolled. Some runners are able to sprint out of it, but if you run out of stamina attacking, you can't sprint. So I just don't do that because I die all the time. After Rotten 4 is dead, you bone out again. And then we're gonna kill the last one. Finally. Burn your last ascetic. Rinse and repeat. Block the first hit, take 1 step, roll, cancel the animation. And then Arisen. That one swipe he just did, the backhand swipe is extremely easy to strafe, so make sure you strafe it as much as you can. Sometimes I roll it like that because you can actually get some arm hits like that. But if I'm far enough, I never roll it. It's just if I'm too close that I'm gonna die if I don't. And bone out again. That's all the Rotten's done. Now we're gonna warp to Majula. Once you get to Medulla, you want to pop all 8 souls you have in your inventory from the 4 rotten kills. You want to level up 18 Vigor, 49 Endurance, 40 Strength, 40 Dex, and 10 ADP. And then you warp to the Shaded Woods. Come up here. Here I replace my Dark Sign, but it's not really free. Avoid all of these guys. Then you want to re-equip your catch ring. Do a little jump there. And run past this guy. As you can see, I went a bit to the left before going to the right. If you don't do that, you might get blocked. Open the doors. And you want to jump off here. This is why you re-equip the catch ring. Otherwise, you're gonna take a little bit of damage. You want to equip your bow in your left hand. This is very important for the boss coming up. This is just running. You always have to roll that attack. If he does that swipe, you have to roll it. Pull out your rapier here. And go up all the stairs. Once I'm up there, I'm gonna start blocking with my rapier, just in case I get headshot by the archer. Running R1 him. I missed him, but that's okay. You're running R1 and then you roll away. Wait for him to come to you, and then you finish him off. Kill this guy. Kill one of these guys, and then get RTSR from the next. You don't have to get this RTSR. It's only 5-second time save, but it's not really that difficult. Just tank and block some attacks until you have RTSR. Here I didn't quite get RTSR, but you can always fix that if you're this close. Equip the Cestus and remove catch ring if you don't quite have RTSR. If you already have RTSR, you keep the catch ring on. You roll through this door, and this is the drop you get RTSR from if you don't already have it. You want to make sure you hug the wall here. If you're too close to the ladder, you might get stopped halfway down by the ladder, in which case you won't take any fall damage and you won't get RTSR. I re-equip the catch ring there. Then use the Cestus to kill the stone guy on the left. 2 R1s. If you don't have RTSR here for some reason, you need to do R1 and then R2 to kill the stone soldier. Light the bonfire. Make sure you don't die to the stone soldier. You can now remove the cestus and re-equip your rapier. Pick up the gems. This is for a little bit later on. If you want a safer throne duo fight, you can pick up the mushroom. You can see the item right there. That's an Elizabeth mushroom, which makes throne duo a little bit safer, but it's also a little bit slow to get that. If you want to pick it up, make sure you remove Flint's ring. If you don't remove Flint's ring, it's going to break. Here's the poison room. You want to make sure not to get poisoned, especially if you have RTSR. If you have RTSR and you get poisoned, you're pretty much gonna die. So the way I do this, most times I don't get hit. Sometimes I get hit only once. You want to get hit as little as possible. So I'm gonna do my first roll in this direction, walk a bit, and then roll again. I think I got hit once there, but yeah, I did. But sometimes you can get hit. You can not get hit at all. Here, you want to walk straight. You want to run straight to this guy on the right side and then go to the left and roll. When you come up here, make sure you block because sometimes there's going to be a stray arrow that kills you. Run past this guy. Make sure you don't get shot. Sometimes you have to wait a little bit. Not get shot. Apply the resin and then two-hand your left hand with the bow in the left. This is why you equipped it there. This is very important for this fight. Here you go in, you lock on to the Dragon Rider in the back, and then you switch to the one up there and shoot one arrow. Go around and kill this guy. And then it's just strafing. Here it showed me a little bit. But you just want to hit 3 times and then strafe. Hit 3 times and then strafe. Heal up with the flask. And now we're gonna go activate the elevator. Go up the ladder. Usually you would want to do the Stone Soldier kill with the Cestus because it's faster. It's only 3 hits instead of 4. But since I'm stuck in my old ways, I just use my rapier. But don't do like me. I'm slow. You would usually just do 3 Cestus hits here. Bait this one into an attack and run to the door. And you want to walk in the far side of the room. You have more than enough time because you're going to be early for the elevator anyway. Here you just need to hope you don't get trolled by these guys. You roll past and then you just pray. Sometimes you're going to get interrupted and die here. Remove the catch ring. Unless if you got hit down enough to get RTSR back here, of course you want to keep the catch ring on. Since I didn't get hit, you want to remove it. And then there is 3 things you can do. If I only took 1 hit at the gate there, I would want to just sprint off. Here, my health is quite high. I jumped off. If my health was like maybe here, I would say about here, you would want to do an early jump. If you jump on the edge with health about here, you're going to die because this takes a ton of health. If you have this, you can just do a normal jump. RTSR for Mirror Knight is mandatory. You cannot skip it. It is free anyway. This next boss is 100% consistent. As you can see in the splits, it's called Consistent Knight. It's not a joke. It's actually 100% consistent. It's a scripted fight. I re-equip my catch ring. I remove the rapier and equip my cestus. I'm going to skip ahead because this is just an elevator. Open the doors and pick up the key. And then dark sign out. Run to Mirror Knight. We're gonna be using the cestus for Mirror Knight. The only boss we use the cestus for. Oh, make sure your gold pine resin is selected and ready to be used. We're going to be buffing inside of the fight. This fight, again, is 100% technical. There is no RNG involved. You go in, equip the cestus, wait until he jumps. You can see this crack here. This is where I stop. So you go on the crack, turn around, buff your cestus. Then you're going to bait an attack from him, run in, and do 4 R1s. Here, the second hit did 443 damage. If for some reason you miss the counter window, you're going to deal about 300 damage. You want to make sure to always look at your second hit. I will say why in a few seconds. 4 hits, and you strafe. 7 hits. And then you strafe. R1, R1, R2, and he's dead. If you missed the counter on the second hit, you would want to do 4 R1s instead of R1, R1, R2 at the end. Scripted fight. Use the Dragon Charm to heal up to full. Make sure you don't waste your life gems. You have to do this 2 or 3 times, depending on if you do Velstad, and if you heal with life gems every time, you're going to run out. I'm going to skip ahead because this is just an elevator. You drop off here. Make sure you're one-handing your rapier, because you need to do a running R1 drop. And this is the best part of the run. The one area that never kills any run, obviously. Running R1 here, drop down. Then heal up after you used up most of your stamina. Jump across here, and jump across here. Here is an AI glitch. If you just run to these guys, they will all 3 grow. If you want to only have, well, you want to only have to deal with one. So you want to do this exact pathing you will see right here. It's a little bit of a detour, but you will never get wrecked by them. You just walk around here, and only this one Archdrake will grow. The others are AI glitched until you run past. And equip Flynn's ring, and run to the gate. If you would need to heal here, there is a safe spot. You can walk right next to this guy, and she will be doing a melee attack. So right after walking past, you can pop a life gem safely. Jump across the water here. Jump across the water there. Here you don't jump across because you don't have enough stamina. You jump here. You jump here. Then you want to look back. This is where claw gripping comes into handy a lot. You want to look back and avoid these soul arrows. This is the hardest part of AMANA. If you want to get past safely, you can just kill the 2 mages, but that's quite slow. It's about 20 seconds slower than just going to the gate. If you kill the mages, you want to kill the one on the left first, and then go to this one. This is the second kill. If you just want to YOLO it, the trick to this is to be jumping across here while this one is in a casting animation. You just always ignore the one on the left if you do the YOLO strat. So you want to be jumping as this one is in a casting animation. You jump across, you roll the Archdrakes, you try not to get too much destroyed, you strafe the arrows if you need to, and get past. This is gonna take a lot of practice. It's quite dangerous. This is why you remove flames, because sometimes this mushroom is gonna destroy your ring. Some runners will tell you you don't have to, but I lost runs to that. I don't bother with it anymore. Pop a bright bug here, and then you can. If I was full health here, I would have taken this soul arrow from the mage right there. I would have sprinted into the soul arrow in order to be able to get RTSR and fight. But since I already had a little bit of chip damage, I didn't want to risk it. I didn't get RTSR. I didn't want to get RTSR. You do 2 rolls there in order not to get pushed off by a soul arrow, because it's actually possible to die there. Make sure you re-equip your Flynn's ring if you took it off. Or try to do a running R1 at the start. I missed it there, but sometimes you can get it. Apply your resin. Hit twice. And here I got grabbed like a very bad player. You don't want that to happen. Unfortunately, I can't show a good fight here, but you can watch fights of other runners. Just go on the leaderboards and check other fights or in this one boss. You can hit once after it opens, or twice if you have enough health to tank a hit. And that's the AMANA song. So if you're feeling frisky, you can keep RTSR all the way to Velstad like I'm about to do. You can heal up and do non-RTSR Velstad if you want. But honestly, the RTSR fight isn't that difficult. It's actually easier in my opinion. If you don't want to do RTSR, you would use another Dragon Charm here. You want the bow equipped and get rid of the rapier because you don't need it anymore. I'm gonna skip this. If the soul arrow I was talking about right after the mushroom to take a little bit of chip damage, if I took that soul arrow and didn't get hit by the boss, you can get RTSR back here. You would just remove catching and drop off as soon as you can. But since I already had RTSR there, I just dropped off. I almost messed up actually there. I almost died to that. I didn't know it was gonna deal any damage with catching. You run through the crypt. The RTSR run through of the crypt is actually harder than killing Velstad, in my opinion. Here, if you hear lightnings, you're gonna have to roll them if you have RTSR, otherwise you might die. If I had a little bit higher health on my RTSR, I would pop the Bright Bug before the fight. I will say when in a few seconds, but since I had such low health, I didn't want to risk dying to canceling the Bright Bug anime. You walk around these rocks, and this is where you would be popping the Bright Bug. If I had enough RTSR to tank a lightning hit here, I would pop the Bright Bug right here. But since I didn't want to risk it, I just ran past. Here's the shield people strat. You want to get past the invader before it grows. If you do that, it's gonna stay idle behind you. If you don't get past before you get invaded, it's gonna grow and you might die. Here you want to shoot right here. You want to shoot one arrow right here, so they turn. If you hit them with the arrow, you messed up. They will never turn. You're gonna have to stand next to them and just wait. So you want to equip the key to the embedded. You might wonder why you have that weapon. That's from the Demon of Song. That's the weapon you get from the Demon of Song. So you equip that, put the gold pine resin on it. And this is very important to hand your left hand for this gate. It's the same for AMANA Fog Gate. I forgot to say it, but it's extremely important to two-hand your left for these gates. Here you go out near this pillar, you do a little bit of a circle here to bait these two, and then you run past them. Since I didn't cancel my Bright Bug animation earlier, I'm popping it here. You lock onto Velstad and go behind, wait for his attack, and hit him twice. Here it depends on what attacks he does, obviously, but you always want to hit only twice between every attack if you have RTSR. You do R1s only, except when he does the backstep poke, where you can do 2 R2s instead. And that's Velstad. This is why I say that RTSR is easier, because it's 2 attacks and he's gone. Pick up the King's Ring, Dark Sign out. Warp to the shaded woods once again. Equip the King's Ring before you get to the gate. And jump to the gate for stamina management. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit because this is a lot of walking. Alright. Here, just run straight at the skeleton, and you can either jump over this or walk around. Then you do this little jump on this thing. You want to jump, I messed it up, but you want to jump like pretty much like this on this thing. Do that little skip. You pull the chain. Equip your key. Then right there, and then roll right after he destroys the door. Open this door. Then right on this door and buff. Make sure you don't try to roll while you're buffing, otherwise you're not gonna get hit here. You want to get RTSR. The way you enter this boss room is very important. You want to stand here so you have as much time as possible to position, because the spot you're going to be standing in is right in front here. This is another technical fight. This is usually consistent. Oh god, I'm going to try to stop it at the right position. Okay. It's kind of hard to see it like that. Try again. All right, that's the best I can do. All right, you can see these three little squares here. This is what I aim for. I look at this one bar. You want 1 foot past it and this 1 foot behind it. This is the perfect positioning. So you want to stand right here, and then you look at the Guardian Dragon's head. As soon as he starts lowering his head, you do 3 R1s. R1, R1, R1. If you do it properly, you can see he delayed a little bit. He's like turning around. This is what you want to see. If you don't see that, your positioning was bad. If he flies up, your positioning was bad. If he swipes right away, your positioning was bad. So you regenerate to full stamina, extremely important, and you just kill him off. Another elevator. Use a dragon charm to heal up. Again, don't waste life gems. And I'm gonna be skipping ahead because this is just an elevator. Here we go. Get your bow ready for the Aerie jump setup. And run to the Aerie jump. I'm gonna speed this up again because this is boring running. Run past that guy, turn here, roll through the eggs twice, go across the bridge, and you wanna stand right on the edge there, back step. I'm gonna rewind that just so I can show it properly. Stand right on the edge there, You aim on the rock right there. Stop aiming, backstep, and jump. You want to make sure not to hit the rock on the right there, because if you hit it, you will die. Roll through the bridge, regenerating a little bit of stamina between each roll. You want to make sure not to run out of stamina. Then run past. Run past this guy. The attack he did there is just free. You just run past. Sometimes he's going to turn around and slam the ground. You're going to have to roll that. Here is another AI glitch like in AMANA. The path thing here is extremely important. You want to walk next to the railing there, cut like that, walk there, and then go to the gate. If you do it properly, the hammer dude is going to ignore you. This one, the guy with the sword, sometimes he's gonna do a melee attack. If he does a melee attack, you have to roll. If he does the magic attack like he's doing right now, you can just walk to the gate, the door. And the hammer guy will just ignore you if you pathed it correctly. Go through the door, roll. Make sure you don't get hit by anyone here. Don't get hit here. Don't get hit by this guy. And here the stamina management is quite important. You won't have full stamina once these two guys grow. If they hit you, you're going to get limbo staggered, which is pretty much the end of it. Here you can do another dark sign, another quick dark sign. You just talk and immediately use the dark sign. And now it's Giant Lord. Sorry about that. That was my gold sound. Warp to the Cardinal Tower. And then you can either run around if you're a peach, or you do the Giant Lord jump if you're good. You should do the Giant Lord jump. It's not that hard. Alright, so this jump. You see the line here? I want this foot to be right on the line. This is important. And if you still have the key to the embedded equipped here, it's very important that you take it off. We're gonna do an emote backstep, and equip load actually affects backstep animations, and it makes it a lot harder to get on the ledge. So you want your foot to be right on that line. You can stop it right there. Turn around, do the point emote backstep. Aim there and then jump. Simple as that. Here, put the door on and re-equip the key to the embedded. And pull it out. Here you're just praying not to get killed, because sometimes that happens and there's nothing you can do. Here you want to walk right here and then go in the corner. This was not a mistake. Alright, you want to trigger Giant Lord before you go into the corner. Very important. Go into the corner and buff. Sometimes Giant Lord's first attack right here is going to kill you. We call that the paper wall or the prepay wall. There is nothing you can do about it. It's a glitch. You will die every single time it happens. It doesn't happen that often. You just have to deal with it. It's quite unfortunate, but runs are lost to that very often. So you buff and then you run to Giant Lord. It's very important that you select the dark sign here. You want to do the same as you did with last giant, dark sign as fast as possible, because you need the souls to buy bright bucks. Here you just kill Giant Lord. There's not much to say about this boss. It's just learning how to read his attacks, really. And dark sign ASAP. If you miss dark signing fast enough, you're not gonna get the souls, and you can still buy the bright bugs. You're just gonna have to pop a soul you have in your inventory quite slow. Talk to Melantia, buy 3 bright bugs, and then you warp to the throne. Jump off the stairs. Right here. The way your inventory is set up is quite important for the Throne Duel fight. I will be equipping my bright bugs right here, which that doesn't really matter. But what is important is that you have the old radiant life gems. Right after that, the flask, and right after the flask, the normal life gems. This is very important, right? You don't want to have to mess around in your inventory while you're trying to kill Throne Duel. You want everything to be on point. With the bright bugs, wait a little bit for the door to start opening and then pop the bright bug during the door animation. Here there are two things you can do. If you picked up the mushroom, the Elizabeth mushroom in the castle, you walk down the stairs. If you use the life gem strat, you want to walk here and then jump off without the catching. Very important not to have the catching on. You want this little chip damage there. Select your gold pine resin and walk to the throne. Run to the throne. Use the gold pine resin a little bit before getting to the fog gate. Regenerate stamina. Equip the bended boots. And now, very important, you want to have the old radiant life gem equipped. Once you enter the boss room, you want to be holding sprint and spamming the button to use the old radiant life gem. So you pop the life gem as soon as possible, and you want to be holding sprint so you walk as far as possible as soon as possible. Run in, start sprinting, and immediately pop the life gem. You want to hug the wall, and here it is very important. As you can see, well, as you can't see, Watcher is completely behind Defender. This is exactly what you want to see. You don't want to see any of Watcher at all here. What you want to do is do 2 R1s on Defender before he's able to reach you. So you need to attack a little bit before he reaches you. You really, really need those 2 hits in. It's extremely important. If you're lucky, the first attack of Defender will completely go through you. It's 2 swipes that can actually just completely miss you, even if it goes straight through your character. That's what you want to see. If you don't get that, sometimes you're going to get the overhead. The fight can get a lot trickier. If you get the overhead and then Watcher starts attacking you at the same time, you want to roll away and use your flask. And like if you get down to like this amount of health, roll away and use your flask. Otherwise, the strat here is quite extensive and I can't explain everything, but what you want is the 2 early hits on Defender. After that, it depends what they do. What you want, what you are gonna want to do depends on what they are going to be doing. If you get a 3rd hit on Defender, usually it's just gonna walk away, put down his shield. If Defender walks away and you got 3 hits in, do not chase Defender. Very important. If you chase Defender, he's not gonna drop his shield. If you do not chase Defender, after the 3 hits, he's gonna drop his shield and buff, usually. After which you can run in and destroy him. The fight you're about to see was really, really bad. I should have died like 3 times, so it's not an example. But I'm still gonna show it, of course. I missed the 2nd hit, which was extremely bad here. Here I healed because I was too close to dying. Then it's just a matter of making good decisions about what to do. This was a very, very bad fight. As you can see, it's horrible. That's Throne Watcher and Defender dead. Now you want to heal, you want to pop another Bright Bug, and you want to apply another resin. Disclaimer, my Nashandra strats are very peachy and slow, but I'm scared of her. If you want to see a proper Nash strat, you can watch 4D9. He's extremely good. Just watch the world record and watch the Nash fight. It's extremely good. So you want to put auto run on and hold start before this black screen appears. Sprint to her, running R1, 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 R2. Walk away and spam life gem as hard as you can. He's gonna laser. Walk around her R1 4 times. Walk away and life gem again. Here she trolled me with an attack. Well, I could have actually have finished her off there, but as I say, I'm scared of Nashandra, so I just bait another laser. R1, 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 R2, and she's gone. And that is it. But like I said, my Nashandra strats are very peachy, so if you want a proper Nash strat, just watch 49's video. So that's pretty much it. Thank you everyone for watching. If you have any questions about the run that I haven't explained here, or things like the rotten strats that I haven't explained everything because it's a little bit too extensive, you can contact me on Discord. My Discord is KFNSlayer3129. So I'm always happy to answer questions. You can also come to my Twitch channel while I'm running and ask there. I will be more than happy to help you. So hopefully this helps people. Thank you for watching, guys, and see you all later.